Hey, my name is Tara, and while this isn't necessarily the topic that I first wanted to discuss, I figured I'd give it a shot while it's on my mind to try and, I guess for lack of a better term, practice about the kind of content that I want to make, considering that I do wish to make more rambly and sort of just verbal barfing content, so to speak. And I figured that just speaking from the heart would be the best thing I can do. So I thought that's what I might as well do, and that's what all this video is. So if this ends up being really rambly, then that's why. Anyway, thank you, and I hope you enjoy my rambling. So, one of the things that I have struggled with recently, and not necessarily just recently, but in general, is the aspect of just having hope for the future. Like having hope for the future of my friends, my family, the world, society, and just for me in general. And after so many recent events, it's just been harder and harder to have any sort of hope for the future when everything just continues going to shit. And I'm not the most educated on everything that's going on, so if I end up having any like misspeaks or giving any wrong information, I sincerely apologize, and if anybody is willing to correct me, please do so, because corrections for misinformation are completely necessary. But between the mishandling of a pandemic by a corrupted and greedy government to police brutality being perpetuated constantly, it makes me wonder, how can this be fixed when no matter how much it seems like we try to yell and say anything, it just seems to be ignored. And because of that, my mind goes to just, not necessarily just protesting, but rioting. And, well, rioters are looked down upon more so than protesters, and it just sort of generally seems like a lose-lose situation. And I wish that I could see how hope can be had in a world where so much shit just goes wrong and is wrong. Maybe it's something I'll learn how to have in the future. I honestly hope so, because I want there to be a world for the future generations where they can look forward and be happy about what's going to happen, what they can be excited for what's going to come. Because for now, I dread what's going to happen in the future, just because things generally seem so bad, so fucked up, and it sucks. It fucking sucks. But maybe someday I'll learn how to have hope. Maybe someday it's not maybe having hope isn't necessarily just knowing that things will get better. It's just more so just having faith in the idea of things getting better and just pushing for that idea. Not because it's going to happen, but because it could happen. And maybe the logical part of my brain is saying if there's not a real chance of it happening, then don't bother, but I guess so many things happen in life just because of pure chance, and maybe it is worth taking the chance of just believing in the future and believing that things can get better just because we're taking that chance. And maybe that's the lesson I'll take away from this. It may take a bit for that to fully click with me, because sometimes it takes a lot for me to it would take a lot for me to fully take in something that important. I don't know if it's because I'm stubborn, or because I'm just set in my ways, or for some other reason. I'm not gonna call myself stupid for that, because I'm beyond just making fun of myself at this point and just beating myself down. But it's something that I hope I learn in the future, because, like I said, I just want to have hope. I want to believe in the future. I want to believe that there's good in people. But right now that's a struggle, and I hope that that's something I can change. And maybe it's something will happen in the future that will cause me to fully see that there is something to hope for. Because right now, I believe so many of us could use that hope. Because things are dark right now. Things are just really fucking dark. So many of us could use that light at the end of the tunnel. And I hope that so many of us will be able to see that light and that hope. Because maybe that's just what some of us need in order to start pushing for what needs to be done. Maybe that'll push us towards actually getting change in the aspects that we need, instead of just these empty gestures of just meaningless magnitude. It's ironic that I have to say this, but I hope that one day I can have hope. And I know that there are many other people that feel this way. That maybe something will cause that for us in the future. But either way, I don't know how things are gonna go. Things could go poorly, things could go well, somewhere in between. Maybe it's something maybe there's some way it could go that I can't even consider or comprehend, because it's just something that I can't even think about because of how things are. But however things go, that's how they'll end up going, unfortunately, or fortunately. But either way, I hope that my ramblings are coherent enough to at least make sense to some people, and maybe some other people can relate to this. That would be... it would make me... it wouldn't necessarily make me feel better, but it would do something for me. I don't know what that thing is, but I know that it would do something. And maybe someone can teach me how to have hope. But either way, my name is Tara. Thank you for listening. Take care, everyone.